We're going to do some foam roller extensions here. There's a couple different ways to do foam roller work in the T-spine. And one of the common ways that we'll see is to just sort of roll along the foam roller. Back and forth. Okay, that might feel sort of nice, but we're not actually accomplishing a whole lot this way. What we're looking for is to get a little bit of extension at each level of that spine. So the other thing we'll see is people extend back over, but the extension happening down here where Dominique is already doing plenty of extending. This area does not need the help. This area that's moving like a board is what needs the help. So as we go through these foam roller extensions, we want to make sure that the extension is happening right over the foam roller and that the foam roller is your fulcrum. So if you're going to extend, it's going to happen right over top of the foam roller, not somewhere else. Yes? Okay, so first of all, hands are going to go behind the head, interlaced, so that that's like a little pillow, right? And you don't have to actually hold your head up. And instead, you can actually create a little bit of pressure down into your hands because that's going to help create better activation through your whole core, okay? Depending on where the foam roller is, it may be important to bring those elbows together. So right here, Dominique's got that foam roller up kind of right in line with her shoulder blades. When you bring those elbows together, that helps bring the shoulder blades out of the way so you can get more work happening at the T-spine, okay? So then once you roll back and forth and find a spot that is sore, tender, a little sticky, then you're going to push your nose straight down to the ground as if someone is pushing you low to the ground. And you can open your chin a little bit more there, Dom, so that you're not cutting off your airway. Good. So you want the idea to be that you're pushing your head down towards the ground, not necessarily opening back, because if you think about opening back, that's a lot of times when we come into the extra extension somewhere else. So go ahead and think you're going to close those ribs a little bit as you open the chest, dropping the head down towards the ground, and you should feel stretch happening right at that level where the foam roller is, okay? You can either go back and hold that if that feels lovely. You can hold that for, say, 30 seconds to 3 minutes. The longer you hold something, especially if it's not particularly intense, the more fascial release you get with it. If you're like, holy cow, this is awful, then little presses down and then back up. Good. To let it release and then go into it again, holding for like 3 to 5 seconds is a great way to break into that. So whichever one feels good and therapeutic, we'll say, for you, is the way you want to go about that, okay? So once you've done a few in that spot and it's either easing up or you're like, this isn't changing much, you can lift those hips, roll yourself back and forth, till you find, now I'm going to pick on Dom a little bit. As she's rolling, she's letting her chest come forward. So she's not actually getting a full feel for where it's not extending. So as you're rolling back and forth, you want to let that head be heavy. Yes, and then go ahead and roll. Good. Feel how you get a little bit more awareness of the stickiness that is happening, say right in there. Yes. Drop those hips so you've got an anchor. Elbows come together. Head pushes straight down, ribs stay closed, yes, but do not grip in the hip flexors. If you're having trouble not gripping in the hip flexors, you can try pushing heels into the ground or thinking you're going to slide heels back towards your tush so that those hamstrings are activated a little bit, which can also help turn on that core. Good, and then we tip back and forth or tip back and hold it, whichever feels better for you. One caveat I will give is that as you've done this, especially if you stay in that position longer, you may go to come out and be like, holy crap, I don't know how to move right now. And it's not that you don't know how to move, it's just that you just gave your body so much space that it doesn't know what to do with it. It's the idea of moving from a studio apartment to a 4-bedroom house. So exciting, but you don't know what to do with all that space initially. So if you feel like after you've been back there, especially if you've held it for a long time, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I can't move. Let yourself either roll all the way down so that it just kind of continues, so the foam roller continues to scoot itself out, and then you'll let the headrest go, and you can come all the way to the ground and just lay and be until you start to wiggle and feel good and get that flow through your body again. Or you can leave the foam roller as it is and roll your body, kind of off either onto belly or onto side, depending on where you are on your foam roller. And again, wiggle around till you get that movement, that flow in there. You can even, if you end up all the way on belly, push back into a child's pose. This one where you go back and sit on your heels. Good, and just let yourself curl forward in that opposite direction. Lovely. That'll do. There's some good foam roller extensions for you.